Good evening, everybody. My name's Jill, and you are watching Wafflers Assemble Live, part of the Great British Mickey Waffle, going live on YouTube and on Facebook. And in particular, I'd like to start with sending some greetings to those who are watching from across the pond. You know, in these strange times, it's hard enough to know what day and time it is here in the UK without having to figure out international time zones. But whatever time of day it is in your neck of the woods, or even if you're watching on catch up, let's hope that we can bring a bit of extra fun into your day. Please, if you're watching, do join in with the chat and become part of the show. We do love to see your comments. So let me introduce my fellow wafflers. Tonight we have Ben and Becca.
Hello.
Hello.
We don't have Lloyd with us tonight, so hi Lloyd when you get a chance to watch this back. We have Peter.
Hello, the better half.
Oh,
He's going to pay for that later.
yeah. We have Claire.
Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, depending where you are.
And if I don't see you, good night. Sorry. And we have Sammy.
Hello.
Hi, Sammy. And we also have John.
Hi, everyone. Good to be back again this month as well. Live.
It is
live and exclusive, as they keep telling us on the telly, you know.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Yeah, exclusive. Church took something else in there, you know.
2021's off to an interesting start, let's put it that way.
Yeah, too right, yeah.
Saying that as a channel, we've done quite well so far. Lots of views, lots of extra subscribers. I want to thank you to anyone who's watching for sort of any sort of interaction that we've had.
Indeed.
So who have we got in the chat? So I can see we have us, which is also a good start. So we have John.
Basically us.
Yeah. Okay,
Not just
we've also,
us. Not just us.
We've got, there we go. We also have Mickey Scousers.
Hi, guys. Mickey Scouser. Hello, Mickey Scousers.
Hi, Dan. Who else do we have?
Hi, Dan.
Great. So before we get started on the meat of tonight's episode, Ben has got a few bits of housekeeping to go through. So I'm handing over to Ben.
Yeah, so if anyone has listened to our previous episode, it was January the 1st show, we did a little giveaway. So it's still open at the minute. So you have a chance to win an Epcot mug.
Ooh.
And to be in with a
proper game show style, that, isn't it?
Of course. Nailed it.
And to be in with a chance of winning, all you have to do is to leave a review on Apple Podcasts by midnight tonight. So you haven't got long to go.
There's still time, though.
There's still time. Or you can send an email to themickeywaffle@gmail.com and you can just put in the subject, review or Epcot resort mug. And we'll be picking someone at random within the next few days. And we will announce the winner on our social media and on our next show.
Cool. So good luck.
Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
And if no one wins it, I'll happily keep it. I don't mind.
Oh, no.
That's
not a shame.
Sure, I can always leave a review.
That's true. Yeah, I'm going to leave one as well.
Okay, let's say hello to a few more people we've got in the chat. So we got Neil.
Hi, Neil. Yeah, welcome back, mate. Hope you're all listening in Clondid now.
Okay, we've got Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
We've got Nikki.
So Nikki's my cousin, and she's
hey there.
So Nikki is my cousin, who everyone will have seen in my holiday photos in various things, because Nikki and her husband Simon are my amazing family who they live on the other side of the Atlantic in New York City, in New York State.
Lucky.
And that's where she is just now. So I think it's probably a bit colder there than it is here.
Probably.
And they've probably got proper snow.
Yeah. They do get proper snow, yeah.
But 3 foot of snow. We still all go to work.
Let us know if you've got proper snow, Nikki.
Yeah.
And as
opposed to the stuff we get in the UK, where like half a centimetre of snow means that everything comes to a standstill and the train is all stopped. You know,
it's interesting because
within the day.
Nikki has a very, very sophisticated snow measure, which is a bottle of Grey Goose vodka. And they measure up how far up the vodka bottle the snow goes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Runs in the family.
Hi, Mum. Hey, Sammy's mum.
Sharon.
My family's mum.
Sharon, who will henceforth always be known to us as Sammy's mum.
Yeah.
Hey.
Even
She
though
doesn't
you
have
name
a real
Sharon,
name,
it's always
just
Sammy's mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, AJC Magic TV.
Hi.
And hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Snowless Scarborough. Oh.
Yay.
Okay, so
Ashford's just a snowless. Don't worry, Josh.
It's all right. He's already looked for the. He's already looked at the forecast for tomorrow morning. We're due at least a slither of snow.
Ooh.
The sledges that I bought 10 years ago might actually get used for the first time tomorrow.
Cool.
No.
yeah, we're supposed to get a little bit here, but being in Kent, it says we'll
It'll be
get a
gone
little
by the
bit.
afternoon.
Yeah, it'll be probably more rain than snow. Sort of.
I think if anyone's listening, I think what we'll do in the socials tomorrow is just like show any pictures of supposed snow, since we've been promised a load of snow tonight, and I don't believe a word of it at all. So if there's any snow, it'll be on the socials tomorrow. I promise.
This is where John, you like open your door tomorrow and it's like 3 foot of snow.
Yeah,
That's 3 foot of snow. That means I can't
that'd
get
be
work.
brilliant. I love that, even though it's a Saturday. I love snow. Be great. Bring it on.
So yeah, I'd like to ask sort of anyone watching the show if they could do us a favour. So if they could click off the live chat, scroll up to the top of their screen, and press, where are we, on that like button. So if you can help out our channel, it helps us on YouTube. It puts us in occasionally in a better place, and it doesn't cost you anything to do. So all you have to do is scroll up, click that like button, and thank you.
Yay. Nice Ben.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Cool,
Yeah,
do
but
have
hang
a
on,
plan.
hang on. We've just gone from 6 likes to 5.
Oh, no.
Someone disliked.
Give us there you go. There you go. Back to 6 there. That's fine. Thank you very much. Somebody was
who clicked the wrong thing?
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
it's interaction at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it's like or dislike. We'd
Yeah.
rather have likes.
If you dislike us, go tell us. Just
Say hi, Gaz and Ollie.
hi.
Cool.
Ollie's
Well, you're not late at all, guys. You've arrived at the perfect time because as this is the first time that we've had a live episode since our epic Christmas party, I think we should think of this one as the cleaning up after the night before edition. So I would like to bring you the Wafflers equivalent of the red wine spilled on the rug and the
There.
overcooked meat pie languishing in the fireplace. Yeah, it's time to have a look at some moments from the past year that didn't quite go to plan.
Well, it is 2020, so
Yeah.
I'm dreading this.
I know.
I really am. I just think of all the things that we've said and got cut from podcasts and got cut from loads of things when we're talking to people, and I really dread to think what's coming up next. I don't know.
I think
I
that's
don't know.
important. That's important to tell all the people in the chat is that we haven't seen these. The only person who's seen these or heard these is Ben because he prepped them.
I
So
have
we
heard a
are-
couple.
We
I will
are.
admit-
Oh, the rest of us are live reaction. This is
the rest of us are about to hide behind the sofa.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be.
it's only a small selection of what I found as well.
Yeah.
good.
This is only the ones we kind of remembered and like we're able
And
to
the
look
ones
back and
we
find.
can air.
Yeah.
The thing is, once I had a list of what we remembered, I went back through some of the episodes and gone, oh, there's more here. When there was one in one episode, I ended up with 3. So I think there's about 14 in total, I think.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
So-
Let's fire right in, shall we?
Let's start off.
Sammy's looking forward to this because she knows that all the swearing that she's done in all of the shows is not going to
Can't
go
be
in.
in.
That's true. It can't go in.
And that, there is one blooper from 2021, and I'm going to put it in now.
Okay.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. Out of the
Wonder and vision. Oh.
That's a blooper because why are we doing another live show on another release day when something else comes out on Disney Plus? Last month it was the Mandalorian finale, which
yes,
by
I
the point
was.
of doing it, we
We're
missed
rubbish
it.
at this.
And now we should be watching WandaVision, but we're not.
Already
We're
watched
here.
it. Everyone else does that sort of stuff. We like to show
Yeah.
people us messing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And depends what you thought of
Interesting.
WandaVision today. It might have been a blooper.
Hey, there you go.
Not in it yet, no.
Having said that, this is likely to be the most classic bit of TV or watching on your computer screen or whatever source you're watching us on. This is just going to be comedy genius. I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm going to sit back. I'm going to say nothing, and everyone's just going to look at my shoulders, start to snigger, and I might have to go on mute to stop myself giggling.
Sometimes when we record, not everything goes to plan, as we know, and also sometimes we say things in the wrong way.
One idea to save on calories for that special no. Sorry, guys. I'm really not with it. Okay, let me start that from the beginning. 3, 2, 1.
I think we had lots of those moments throughout the year.
Too many.
Loads.
Too many.
And that was all the way back in February.
But that was a clean one, because usually it's swearing.
That was good. I'm impressed there, Peter. You got yourself sorted really quick on that one. That was good. Like it.
I don't know how well I'm going to come out of this.
There are some classic Peter moments to come.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. And Sean and Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Simon.
Okay. So following on from that one, we have in the same episode as well. This one.
We have a few news items to bring you up to date. So, guys, what's new? You're on mute, John.
I was doing so well. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Peter. I'm gonna say I'm hearing this coming back at me.
There's an echo.
Yeah. Shall I keep talking? That's better. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Do you
It
remember that one, John?
happens so much. There's so many times that someone tries to speak and they're on mute.
Yeah. It's the catchphrase of 2020, isn't it? You're on.
You're on mute.
You're on mute. Everyone's waving
our new
at the screen and just
Yeah.
But yeah.
New
I've got to admit though, my tech is probably steam powered, and actually I can tell when there's a software update that hasn't happened, then it tends to start doing stupid things like making the mic echo.
Mm.
But it always seems to be, and it's happened so many times when we're speaking to some of our fantastic guests that we've had on. And then the issue before we spoke to Lou Mangello, the issue before we spoke to Carlos, and when you're thinking, this is just not happening. This is just like the last time. Not the exact
This is so unprofessional.
I just don't want it to happen, not now.
So it can happen on a normal show when we've got a chance to re-record it, but when you've got someone on, you've invited them on, you've got an hour to get this done in, and then it's like the internet cuts out halfway through, or an echo, or just something creeps in.
Yeah, especially when we're trying to be professional, because we like to pretend at least that we're semi-professional. Because we've been doing this for like a year and a half now or something.
Hey, tell me I had a dinner jacket on the last live show,
Yeah.
I think
It's
actually
not
we're
my professional out the window.
Well, we've got a new camera, so does that add to professional?
Yes.
Absolutely.
No.
very professional, Ben. Very.
Okay.
It doesn't.
It's okay. Carrying on with that same episode. So there was a lot of bloopers in this one episode.
And also in the French Pavilion, where Beauty and the Beast features. The French Pavilion will also see the opening of a creperie, run by the same company that owns Chef de France and Monsieur Paul. This looks a great place if you ever need a crepe when exploring World Showcase. Also, in Epcot, we have reached the midpoint moment. See, Ben's done it now. God, you need to be off mute to do that, don't you? That's just got to be a complete go at it.
That was fun. I just saw Claire's head.
Someone set me off. It was just the quick crepe bit that got me, man.
Do you know what? It's
Oh,
such
Matt,
a shame we don't have the video from that episode.
I
would have
so
been even
funny.
hilarious.
That does me every single time. I'm going to say.
I was laughing out loud there while that was
Oh,
on.
yeah.
It got us. It was just one of those ones that, like, when we were talking about crepe, and it just got us.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took us a while to get through that segment.
Who wrote the script for that one?
Pancakes.
Yeah.
John wrote the script to that.
Sorry, Ben. It was me, and I put it in deliberately. And I've actually I do have somebody to thank for that particular line. It's my stepdad. But God rest him. It was the most. Even as a kid, whenever he mentioned the word crepe, it was one of those things that my brother and I just completely just went. And just the way he said it.
Yeah.
Like, go for a quick crepe. Okay.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Anna. Hi.
Yeah, it had to be there, and it was. That was. It still makes me giggle.
The thing is, we've not yet been able to go to Epcot to see when this creperie opens, so we can have a quick crepe in Epcot.
Hey, if you've never had a quick crepe in Epcot, you've never lived.
What I like is that a couple of episodes later, we started discussing bathrooms around Walt Disney World.
We did.
Yeah.
There's a flow quite naturally, yeah.
It were, yes.
Okay.
That's basically the last time in that episode, yeah.
Are we going to make any bloopers tonight?
I'm very ready.
Yeah, so we're on live, guys. Come on, let's professional. Yes.
Indeed.
Professional.
People might think we enjoy doing this.
I know.
Okay, going back to when we have guests on, sometimes things don't go to plan. Like we said about Lou, and we've got this one with Carlos.
Something like 10 minutes ago, I start to hear some hammering. So let's move on. But
That's okay. We'll put it down as your sound effects.
yes. I hope you guys are well.
Yeah, just get a drink.
Is Claire frozen?
Cool. You there, Claire? That's unfortunate.
Oh, sure.
Oh, no. Not.
So we do have Walt. We do have Claire.
Yeah, Claire.
Not sure about Claire, yeah?
It was not that.
Yeah.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, hopefully this is better.
Are you on your phone?
No, I'm not. I'm still on my laptop. I signed out, signed back in, changed all the browser, but let me know if I'm still slower than normal.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think we've had technical problems before, so.
Talking of technical problems.
Hello.
3 minutes ago.
We lost Claire.
Is Claire gone again? You're just gonna see Claire lift the laptop or whatever.
You're joking me.
You're
That's
back
the
again.
reason we don't
I've
go
seriously got an
live.
issue.
Okay. Claire, has your internet improved?
What did we learn from that episode?
What we learned from that episode is when you have teenagers in the house and you're trying to record a show, tell them to get off the internet.
Yeah.
It was the first bit when you like froze like this, like.
Yeah.
Wasn't that delightful? Didn't that look great?
Thank you for that, Claire. I appreciate it.
Was it we joined about half an hour before that point?
It was
to run through everything, and it was okay to start with,
and
then it just
went.
gradually got worse.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Carlos joined, it all fell apart.
Yes, it was not
was
good.
just-
Spent so much time frozen. I thought Olaf was going to show up any minute.
I know. It's just it was ridiculous, and it was because somebody else in the house was using a lot of bandwidth.
I'm gonna blame Morg.
Yeah.
And Morg will blame Netflix.
Well, apparently it was all slow for him as well, funnily enough. But
I wonder why.
So we know whenever we do a live show or an interview,
Anything else?
everything else in your set turns off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or get
Lesson
better
learned.
internet.
I already
Oh,
changed
get
it. Lesson
Okay.
learned.
So
Cool.
we've got a few. There's one here which is a shame Lloyd couldn't join us for this one.
Oh,
So
No, it's not. I think
But
this.
we
this-
can
this-
laugh at him without
this
him
deserves
being here.
us to
Oh,
laugh
yeah,
at
yeah.
Lloyd. I think
Feel
this is-
free to make fun of Lloyd in the comments.
I'm
Okay.
sure everyone at home
Please
will do as
do.
well.
there's a little bit of a backstory to this one, and during the recording of our Disney Plus episode in April,
I'm
fellow
laughing.
Waffler
already.
Lloyd had a little bit too much to drink.
Very unprofessional.
This is what happened after the show.
Yes, and I was leading that one.
You should, John. Can you text him tomorrow morning
Yeah.
and say, "I hope you feel sorry with yourself after what you said last night."
I think we've got
Because from you, he'll get it. He won't
We need to
suspect
pretend
that
to
you.
do something outrageous.
Oh, it's funny. It's just that.
He's agreed to do something live, but just sort of he's agreed to, I don't know.
Cook with Peter live. Cook along with Peter wearing Mickey ears. John, you're the man for the job. Just text him saying what day, or Ben, text him saying what day are you doing the cook along with Peter then?
Yeah.
So I can plan it.
Oh no, that's good.
Welcome to this special waffle. It's just me and Lloyd today. Hello, Lloyd. Hello. Now, I'm a chef and a pastry chef, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide Lloyd through doing Mickey cookies.
Amazing.
Great episode.
yeah.
Amazing.
If anyone wants to watch
Claire,
the
you see that
cooking show-
Claire was the stunner there. She was stirring up the oven. Just putting it out there.
And I have to say, Lloyd did a brilliant job. Actually, it was a really good video in the end. He was a great sport. He went with it. He did it, and he did a great job.
It was so funny that we,
Yeah.
If you want
managed to
to
track
check
him.
I know.
episode, it's on our show notes, and I'll put it in the description below.
Yeah,
You should
Do what?
definitely watch it. It's
Yeah.
good.
But the thing was, I've got to say, Peter, you did an absolutely sterling job in actually getting to the recording bit of all of that.
It was so funny.
He had no idea. And
It was the messages I sent, like that Saturday, that morning. It was like, no, he's just gonna.
He's going to tweet that we're having him on.
Not
something
at all.
wasn't right. And the thing is, I think it was recorded about a month later.
Yeah.
And he still didn't know.
It was keeping it going for about a month.
yeah.
Amazing.
Which-
Amazing.
So does Lloyd ever heard that bit of audio?
No,
no,
this will be the first time.
I didn't think that would. I don't even think I've never heard it, and I didn't think it existed.
Lloyd thought it was me.
Oh,
See, as
Lloyd.
soon as we told him it was a joke, he was like, "Oh, was it Samantha's fault?" And I was like, "How rude."
So if you listen, I remember you said that maybe we need to get him to do something
Outrageous. I think
outrageous.
was the thingy. And
And
then
then
you
Claire.
all run with it. So
The silent assassin strikes again.
Instigator.
It's Becca. It was Becca's fault, not
Becca
mine.
is the silent
I'm
assassin.
the innocent party here.
Yeah.
Hi, Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
Carlos.
Hey,
will
Carlos is
watch
with-
this back
Oh.
later.
Yeah.
Anna.
Just-
he knows you so well.
Oh, that was such a good episode, and I think that was the only episode that we recorded took over 3 hours to record.
Oh, Carlos.
And I think the end episode was an hour, and no, it was less than an hour long.
Ben, comments.
Hi, Lloyd. Hi, Lloyd.
Oh, hi, Lloyd.
Love you, Lloyd.
Oh. Yeah.
Good job, Lloyd.
It's a shame you didn't join it.
Yeah.
Someone block him. Someone block him.
Where are the moderators when you need one?
Oh, that's just brilliant.
That's so
This-
funny.
Okay.
That was. I've got to say that was so tricky though, because I think for anyone watching, all of the team, there are so many texts every single day, and you just like you are having to be so careful just to make sure that you didn't put your foot in it and let the guard slip. And I think that probably would be the month in the year where the text became just a one a day. It was just like, "You're okay, yes."
Lloyd must have thought we'd all fallen out with him.
He wouldn't remember.
Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't
Wondering
remember.
what he'd
Yeah.
actually done on that Disney Plus show.
And I think there was occasional chats we were doing during the week. We thought, actually, is Lloyd on this one? Should we discuss it?
Yeah.
I remember those chats as
So
well.
true.
Oh, it was just.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
Easy target.
Well, I think he did mention Lindsay Lohan about 50 times during that Disney Plus episode.
Yes.
And it became more slurred as the episode went on.
Yeah, the editing got more difficult.
Unprofessional. We should fire him, in fact.
It was funny. I've got to say, and it one of the things is, no, Lloyd, you can't swear in the comments as well. I think that's another thing we need to remember as well. Yeah, we're all trying desperately. I'm trying desperately not to swear because it was so funny.
It was, yeah.
And I just sort of just reel myself in just to make sure.
That's the best thing about doing these bloopers is that I've been able to look back over the past year and just pick up certain episodes that we've listened to, especially the original edits as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, I'm looking forward to doing this again next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully this time I'll make note of when the bloopers happen, so I'm not like rushing around the week before listening to everything. So if someone wants to take note, John, Claire, Sammy,
I'll
Peter,
try
Jill.
anything that come up. I think we should all do it.
Well, I think it's really difficult, and I think as well, and I think possibly as we've grown as a channel, and as we've grown as a podcast, because what we've taken even when we record live for these shows, it has become a completely different sort of medium in which we're involved. So for those watching at home, what we end up doing is we've ended up recording the podcast this way, and so we've become a little bit better and we've actually become less naughty, which I don't know if it's true. In some way.
Maybe you're talking only about yourself. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, but
yeah,
but it's changed the way we record, and actually it's changed it. I think it's for the better, and I think for people watching and listening to us now, hopefully this time next year the bloopers will only take up just about 30 seconds. I think that's about it.
I can't.
It's not going to happen, I'm afraid.
No.
So considering I think we've already got a 2.
It's either that or we just give the show completely across to Lloyd next year.
Oh God, don't give him the power. Jeez.
Okay, let's go on to the next one.
Apparently, the fairy godmother in training do have something they will do for grown-ups as well.
Excellent.
And
Touch my magic wand.
magic wands or something.
Hey, I tell you what.
Is that where you put the $50 note in, like tiny little folded up in your palm, and you do a little secret handshake?
The secret handshake.
They will cover your eyes and spray you the hair with these sparkly hairspray.
Sorry, Peter.
Don't try and save it. Don't try and save it. You know what you said.
There's someone that lowers the tone, and it isn't always Peter.
Sometimes it's John.
Not always, no.
Not always, but on this occasion.
Yeah. I think I described it as bibbidi bobbidi booty call.
Yes, I think we did.
You're right, John.
John's usually the one that it goes first. We always see him, and then it just makes us laugh.
What?
I have to admit, since we've switched from just doing audio podcasts to putting out the video as well, I think you get to see our reactions a bit better as well. I'll obviously see them better.
Yeah.
And I just think.
I just love you, the fact you've left me on full camera here, Ben. So I'm getting set up in your eyes. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Yes, as Lloyd points out, we already had an interesting discussion with Claire about likes tight restraint.
Oh, don't care. It's got to be there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's coming up.
That's 2021.
See,
Oh,
January.
January.
If nobody's heard that yet, please go back and do listen to the January podcast.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's there. It's
It
in
is.
the podcast.
Results, restraints, and resolutions.
Yeah.
Need I say any
I
more?
think we cut. Did you cut some of the reaction?
Yeah, but the line is still in there. The line's still in there. So
Yes, there is. Yes.
go back and listen, because next year's bloopers came after the bit in the show, because it just was a crumpled heap of complete laughter. Thanks, Claire.
I think we should do this.
It would just be Sammy.
It would just be me. That's true.
I've got. Do you know what? Actually, that was. It'll be all right on the night that they show once a year or over Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's one of those ones where you just get Sammy. It'd just be Sammy on screen. And just like, beep, 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 I think we get a whole year's worth of bloopers out of that one.
Yeah, I think that we should do that.
Okay. Well, let's go for another one.
Yeah. Oh, this was a hard question. There were so many choices, wasn't there? I don't know if anyone else found it difficult. So, as per usual, I might bend the rules slightly.
Right, Claire, I'm going to stop you there.
How did we know that this was going to happen?
I know, actually, I'm really glad I'm last, because then no one else can change theirs, which is great.
Claire, the rule breaker. Always breaking the rule. It started off with the Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo
4-part challenge where I included things that had, I included a time machine and things that are no longer there.
Yeah.
Was that before or after Festival of the Lion King and Nemo?
That was like the first episode.
Or was it?
No, it was the first one. If you want to go back and listen to the very first episode,
do not do that.
Don't do that. The quality's bad.
no, that's the blooper. That's the whole episode.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry.
Well done, babe.
Yeah, just listen to our newer stuff. That's much better.
Yeah. So I'll skip over the first 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or 10.
But yeah, bending the rules is something that was unexpected, and there's always room for an
wasn't
honourable.
unsuspected.
There's always room for an honourable mention,
Exactly.
which we'll probably get to later when we go through our confessions.
Right. I'm just thinking about my. We might.
Yeah. The next section is going to have Claire the rule breaker. Loving it.
Yeah. I'm not unhappy about that, to be honest with you.
She's like, I will take that title.
Worse, couldn't it? Worse.
She's like, there are more guidelines.
Exactly.
There we go. We've got another one from that same episode.
It's my Captain Barbosa.
And I want to be the person like checking people in when they arrive. Like I don't want to check them out. I just want to check people in. Because like when you check out people, like they're all sad and they're angry and they'll tell you all their woes and that. I can't be doing that.
I'm so sorry. I thought you meant like checking people out.
I mean, I would be checking while I was checking them in.
Yeah.
But like.
How did you stop it when you did?
Just me being me.
Technically, that was Claire going to the gutter, though.
Oh.
That's true. Like I was saying that completely innocently, and then you all twisted it. So
were you checking in or checking out Tom Holland?
I'm checking out a Tom Holland in my dreams every day. And checking in.
Oh dear.
Tom Holland. Yeah. We should do a whole segment on Tom Holland.
And
That's when the next Spider-Man movie comes out.
I thought we'd done a whole season on Tom Holland. Every time the Sammy Tom Holland loving episode 1 to what 450 I think we've done.
We could probably put together every time I've mentioned Tom Holland and it would be longer than an episode.
Yeah.
Tom, if you're out there, join us in the comments, mate.
As ever.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would definitely improve our likes or dislikes.
Yeah.
I know we should do a dance rave mix of
Yeah. Tom Holland. Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. It would work.
It would. It would, wouldn't it?
I think we're creating more bloopers for next year. It's making my job even easier. I could just look back at this one. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, partway through this year, we'd transitioned from just doing audio podcasts to video. So we did, as we're doing a live now, we've done a few before. So let's have a look at one of our lives and see what happens to one of our fellow wafflers.
Part of which included entry into an after-hours event in Epcot. And you had a special lanyard that got you 6 portions of various food from the booths and a special drink and so on. They had made a big deal when we booked this that you have to have that lanyard with you. Otherwise, they cannot let you in. Keep that in mind.
I think I can
During the day,
You know where this is going.
yeah, we had a lovely day in Hollywood Studios. We watched Fantasmic. We had a great time. We came out and thinking, right, now we need to get across to Epcot. And oh, heck, where's the lanyard? So then we don't drive, so reliant on Disney transport. Let's just say we had a spirited discussion about what would be the best way. Oh no, that came later. The drinks came later. But we had a spirited discussion about what would be the best way to get back to SSR where we were staying. So in the end, we managed to get back to SSR. Peter ran up to our room, got the lanyard, came back down. We ended up getting a taxi into Epcot so that we'd make it in time. And we were not in the best of moods at this point, it's safe to say. We got there and Peter managed to realize that he had left his magic band back in the room because he had to take it off to open the door because, you know, it was one of these times where you fiddle around with it and it just would not open the door. So he'd taken it off. So his magic band was still in the room. Fortunately, we spoke to a wonderful CM who could obviously see that Peter was with me. I had my magic band. We had the lanyard. Fine. Yeah, let us in. Great. Then we had to dash up to the festival centre where they said, oh, yes, don't worry, you're late. And you needn't have bothered with a lanyard. It would have been fine without. Despite that, we did manage to have a lovely evening. We had these glowy cocktails. We had some really nice food. We sat and we listened to 2 great guys playing guitar and singing. And we had a lovely evening. But yeah, not without its scary side, that one.
Oh, bless.
It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. We went to Epcot one night and Emma forgot her magic band. This was in WDW, and obviously it's just like flatline. You ain't getting in without your ticket. So yes, it's never a nice experience. Claire, your Nightmare on Main Street.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Josh.
So if anyone's looking carefully in the bottom left-hand corner, John Chain or Thanos changed.
And he's done. Oh my god, wearing the same colour top, love it.
Oh,
gosh, that was so funny. Like, see when that happened on the episode, I was just trying not to laugh.
What impressed me most is Sammy and Claire are both cracking up laughing, and Jill's just carrying on like nothing's happened.
I know.
Professional, yeah.
Neil, can I just say, Neil's comment
was hilarious.
No, it wasn't actually Neil. It wasn't.
To get another beer. Did you go to get another beer? Like
No,
you have just a minute ago.
obviously, I don't drink in the course of making any of our shows because, you know, and obviously being dry January now, that wouldn't happen. But, no,
So
it
you
was.
can just go and get a drink now.
No, he doesn't want to do a Lloyd.
No, I thought it'd be really funny if Josh sat in the seat for when you all came back again.
Yeah, that was fun.
because that's how my mind works, and I'm quite twisted like that, you know.
Was Thanos thirsty? Is that why he got up to get a drink?
Was Thanos thirsty?
No.
No, he needed a crib.
He needed to go for a wee. That was about it, I think.
Oh, it's too funny.
Good evening, Tom.
That was amazing.
Hi, Tom.
I knew that was coming.
Tom.
That was...
Sorry, Tom.
Oh, you're hoping for Tom Holland?
No, Sammy was hoping for Tom Holland.
I was like, Tom, where? Dude. Tom Baker is good enough. Hi, Tom Baker.
Yeah, that's it. Better.
Okay, we
Let's
have
go back up in the chat. There's Anna Louise, and then John losing it, laughing always makes me laugh too. And we all need this right now. And I've got to say,
yeah,
these guys that I share this show with have been absolutely superb in actually keeping each other's spirits going as well. And it's been so good. And I hope you guys watching it at home got half as much fun of just watching it as we did actually. We didn't even have an idea about what we were recording when all of this happened. And looking back on it now, it's just like, what a year. What a year for us as a show. It's been fabulous.
Yeah, it's so easy to get into that trap of negativity with 2020, but actually, I know we had cancelled trips and things haven't gone exactly to plan, like tonight. But we've had a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah.
And I think as well, and I think that is one thing I think between all of us, certainly from the podcast and certainly from going into being live, it's certainly something that I think we've been exceptionally good at. And that is trying to be as positive in times which aren't positive. And I think for everybody, if you've not listened to the podcast, go back and listen to some of the shows because it really does just lift your spirit.
It goes back to when we spoke to Lou Mangello, and it's about choosing the good. Everything that happens, when you hear the news, it's so easy to get sort of depressed and down and everything. But actually, when you break things down, there's a lot of positivity in there. You just got to choose the bit that fits you. And I have to admit, we've had a blast doing this, and hence why we're carrying on doing it.
And I think as well, Ben, and I think this is where we've had so many absolutely amazing people on socials sort of coming back to us and just saying at times, you know, when times, and it has been a tough 12 months, hasn't it? But I think between all of us, we had so many trips cancelled, but to keep coming back and people recognizing that positivity and trying to sort of find something in quite a bleak news sort of, particularly Disney news. There's not been anything great to record, and we've been able to put a show out, and actually, I think that's a great strength, and a big thank you to all of you guys because it's been a right giggle. It really has. I just love it. I love the fact that we can just turn around and laugh because what keeps you going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talking of laughing. So we've got two more.
Wow.
This is one of my favourites.
Sorry, how many more?
Question 11: resort, pool, or water park?
Ask Peter first.
Yeah.
He's been replaced by
player chat.
You're naughty there, Lloyd.
This is
Hey, was it Bewitched? Was it Bewitched? Was that the program where you Samantha twitched her nose?
Say hello.
Shall I go then? Water park. Water park.
Oh, my secret's out now.
Peter turns into a cat. Love it. We love a wee cookie cameo.
Yeah.
This is the sort of thing that if we just carried on doing audio or didn't do live, we just didn't think about it. We don't always think about what's on display when we're recording.
Yeah.
You're right, John.
This must make for tremendous viewing at home. It's just somebody did ever look at Claire and then somebody started giggling, and she's looking at me thinking, "I know what they're giggling about." And it's quite stupid after a while. So I'm gonna.
Wait, I've had an idea.
And this year, in the Great British Mickey Waffle, we have mostly been talking about Well, not Disney.
Oh, now we've all moved around. It's confusing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Sorry, I'm gonna have to reel myself in here.
Okay. There is one left.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Do you know? There's an
For a
area.
change, this one is me.
Okay.
But like I know I just love I'm such a lovely person.
Do you know what? Having Hans Christian Andersen back.
Hans Christian
No, wrong person.
Hayden Christensen.
That's the one. I was watching Frozen the other day and I got the name wrong. Oh.
Oh, we lost John.
I think John's got his other computer
What happened
working.
There you go. Sorry.
Your internet back on, John.
That's all right.
No, it's just I've just reset it. Also, how stable it is, I don't know, but
we will find out.
We'll crack on. It's actually look at it, I'm in full screen now as well, which makes me feel a bit better. You know.
But yeah,
Hans Christian Andersen.
he's coming back.
Starring
I heard Hans Christian Andersen's coming back.
Yeah, well-known actor in
Oh, that was just brilliant.
For those of us who
You were
remember
so confident as well. You were so confident in it.
Oh, I know.
Right, isn't it? For those of us who remember the Danny Kaye film, I've got this disturbing vision of Danny Kaye playing Darth Vader. So.
I've also got another thing as well, Jill. Right, so all the things that we've done where Becca always has the last word, right? Can you imagine? Because we've done a couple of quizzes, possibly another one. But Ben's obviously one of those people at the pub quiz that says the thing first thing it comes in as, and you scribble it down and all that, and then it comes to the answers, and just before the quiz master goes, the answer to number 9 is, and Becca turns around and said, "It's not Hans Christian Andersen, is it?" And she'll turn around and tell you the right answer just before the quiz master.
Oh, that was so funny though, Ben. You were just like, Hans Christian
Andersen. He was convinced.
You know what? What I liked is as soon as that was finished, John disappeared. It's like he like heard said the wrong answer. Thought, I'm out of this. I can't do it.
Yeah. So this is why you usually listen to
Oh
my
no!
answers.
I think that was that the one where I was on my phone, and then it was just that complete thing that I knew that we'd have a bit where I could just click off the phone and then come back on the screen, and then I think I was on the screen and on the phone, and it was just like it was just going to be a nightmare.
Tech troubles are.
It's a shame we couldn't have recorded the pre-show for that because it was 3:30. We thought, oh, we'll all join on and start nice and early, just go through a few things what we're going to talk about. But then it got to about 22. John texted saying, "No, can't connect. Nothing's not working. My Mac's not working. Nothing's working." And literally during the intro that was playing, John joined.
Yeah. And that was on 4G. I was on my phone.
That's right. Yeah, there was no internet at all in the house.
No internet in the house whatsoever, and it was just, it's the worst nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah.
we got about 15 minutes into the show, and my mind's thinking, this is costing me a fortune. And then 4G, it's going out with monthly allowance. I'm stuffed here. I've got another 18 days before my data resets.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's one of those things, just panic sets in. It's like you say something wrong. It's like when you're hosting as well, it's like, how do you recover from what you just said? It's just like, you just go with it and see what happens.
Yeah. You can only just kind of laugh at yourself and move on.
And then you just look back on it later, and it's like, when I was watching it again yesterday, I thought, I couldn't have said that, did I?
Yeah.
And I did. And it's there on YouTube for everyone to watch.
Yeah. Over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh, are you watching on repeat? Or are you trying to get our watch hours up? Just make sure you hit like.
Yeah.
Becca's now.
Thanks, Ben. I think you've done a great job there putting those together. That's certainly given us some good laughs. And hopefully we'll get some more along this year. So I think it's time to move on to something else that might happen after certain parties. It's confession time. Now, don't worry, us wafflers are obviously thoroughly clean-cut and upstanding and examples of moral purity. So there's no need to send the little ones out of the room. This is all completely family-friendly. But
well, I am.
but we do have certain Disney confessions that we would like to share with you.
Oh.
So, who am I going to start with for my Disney confessions? I'm going to start with Sammy. What's your Disney confession?
Okay, I don't think Jason is in the chat, so that's a good thing because just because he's going to be horrified when he finds out what my confession is.
It's okay. We can send him a message saying, "Or is it?"
Right.
Yeah, so we're at 51 minutes. I'll let him know.
So, my Disney confession is I have never been into any of the World Showcase pavilions.
Jason, if Jason's watching, flipping heck, Sammy.
Ben, ejector. Get rid of her.
No, don't.
What?
Sorry,
I want to know what she means by never been into any of them.
Oh, shall we discuss and then bring Sammy back in? Because I'm a bit confused. When you mean pavilion, do you mean not eaten, not drunk, not got?
Well, we know she won't have eaten and drunk. Most of them don't sell chicken nuggets.
That means not actually. It's like walking past and not going in, not actually deviating from just that little walkway.
Yeah, so the only thing I've ever done in World Showcase, really, except like just kind of walk around it, is ride Maelstrom / Frozen. That's it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You've not been to the UK, you've not been to France.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm with Neil. I'm with Neil on that one. Neil, how is that even possible?
Technically, if you've been into Frozen, you've been into the Norway Pavilion.
So, like, I mean, it's just Epcot is my least favorite part anyway. Just because, I mean, I love it. Don't shun me. But it's my least.
You're gonna get the wagging finger in a minute.
It's my least favorite. So, while I'll do the other parks like 2-3 times, I'll only really do Epcot once. And I know Claire's horrified. And I'm a big ride person, so I spend most of my time in Future World than in the World Showcase. So, yeah. But it's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list to go in and look thoroughly through every single pavilion. I've never eaten there anyway, but in any of them either. But I'm sure that won't really surprise much of you because, how much a simple palate I have.
Hang on a minute, sorry.
No chicken nuggets.
I'm phoning Disco Liz as we speak. Right.
No, don't tell Liz.
Disco Liz on our last show. Disco Liz.
She'd be ashamed of me.
She would. First thing out of her mouth. I love Epcot. From that moment on, I love Disco Liz. It was as easy as that.
So does that mean you don't love me anymore?
Oh, Sammy.
We should have left that one to last, so we could have said, and on that bombshell.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, did you know that last time you were there, Tom Holland was actually on the Grand Fiesta ride waiting for you?
I would probably do something. I would probably have been very upset.
So, Sammy, have you genuinely never been inside the Mexico Pavilion?
Nope. Never.
You're being disowned by your own mother.
My mum's just joining. She's just peer pressuring, joining in. Everyone hating on me because she's probably been to Epcot less than I have.
Sammy, on your next trip, you need to take at least one photo from each pavilion.
That's a really good challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sammy,
I'll take that on.
Sammy, on our last trip,
there you go.
We got a little plush of Forky. And Forky went round every flipping pavilion in the whole of Epcot.
Forky's seen it more than I have.
Culture. We've got a plush of Forky who's had more culture around Epcot than you have.
I'm ashamed.
You've made me so ashamed. Pictures to prove it.
I'm being so judged.
Actually, Claire, have you still got a little big chicken?
Bear with.
Oh no!
Your challenge is Sammy to take that in September and have a picture in every pavilion.
Oh my God.
I think that.
Little big chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, if I get to Florida, then I'll do it.
Yeah, and I think what we need is everyone on our socials and everyone's in the chat. Please find Yeah, but find a spot where Sammy have a picture taken, but make it the furthest point in.
Like right inside the pavilion. Yeah.
She's in the sin bin.
I knew that was going to be a bit of a bombshell.
Wow.
A good one to start on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm shocked and stunned.
Do you know what? I don't feel bad about mine now.
To get you now.
I didn't feel bad about mine anyway.
Yeah. Wow. That's a great way to start us off. Can I just say hi to Lisa, who I don't think we've managed to say hello to up till now? Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa was the shipper of Big Little Chicken.
Hi. Cool.
And Anna's judging me, just so you know.
Yeah.
Everyone is judging you, Sammy.
I think
that was savage, Becca.
What did Becca say?
Everybody is judging you, Sammy.
I feel the eyes and the
on socials tomorrow are going to be like, Sammy on your podcast. Never been to Epcot.
So, where can I go from there? Oh my gosh. I think I will go to Peter.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. This is not a great confession, but I hate funnel cake.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you on that, Peter.
Yes!
I'm in the middle. I don't mind it.
I quite like funnel cake.
Oh, it's a greasy, horrible mess.
I've never
tried it.
Oh.
It's vile.
Sorry, Lisa.
You can see why they put all the stuff on the top of it just to hide the smell of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like the cookies and cream one in Hollywood Studios.
I've never had it. What does it taste like?
Donut.
Fried batter.
It's just fried batter. It's
It's fried batter.
Sounds alright.
Sammy, it's like on the chip here.
Powder
Yeah,
or
right.
Scraps
or
from the chip shop.
strawberries or whatever we want, really.
If you remember, way back in the distance, it was me who got funnel cake put into room 101 on the Dibcast.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there you go.
I hate it that much.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's just horrible stuff. There's someone in our family who really likes it, and that's fine. I don't want any.
I see.
Claire, are you naming names?
I don't think I need to.
So, where can I go from there? I will go to Becca.
I don't like Mickey and the Magician at Disneyland Paris.
I think this comment goes with that.
Peter. I like the bit with the animals when they all come out. That's very nice. It's very cute. It's very pretty. But I don't get the story. I don't get why they're there. What is the point?
Mickey is learning to be a magician.
Yes, but how is a bunch of animals and Rafiki supposed to help with that?
Because it's magic.
Because it's Disney magic.
It's Disney magic, correct.
He's making them appear through his magic. They're helping him become a magician.
Come on, that's got to be worse than mine, right?
I just don't understand how half the characters that are in that are helping him to become a magician or a better magician.
I absolutely love the show. So it's quite interesting when we go there.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
He tries to see it every time.
We've only been twice.
All right, I said it twice. Both times, I didn't get it.
Well, oh dear.
Oops, okay.
That's Mickey on the phone.
Yeah. It's owning you.
Yeah.
I think if you'd have seen Animagique, you may have got that a bit more. But
Look, Becca, let's put it together. Yes. I'm not the only one with a really bad confession.
The storyline of most shows at the LP is basically the story of PhilharMagic. A character goes through some of the biggest hits. That's kind of it. That's kind of what Dreams was. That's kind of what Animagique was, and that's pretty much what Mickey the Magician is. And it's just kind of finding the best reason for them to all appear and do their thing.
Disney's greatest hits.
Version 5. Yeah.
I should have found a list of the songs that are in it.
Is that someone's doorbell?
That sounds really cool, that.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
Nope, not mine. Okay, well, we'll forgive you, Becca.
I'm assuming that's supper for the rest of the family.
Is it chicken nuggets?
I feel better now because the first time was mine.
Okay. So, are we forgiving Becca?
No.
Yeah, I think.
How come Becca gets forgiven and not me?
Put it this way.
Yours is unforgivable, Sammy. Totally unforgivable.
Oh no, you have to do the stage shows, guys. Yeah, Nick and Magician is absolutely fantastic, and yeah, they do amazing shows. Yeah.
Ignore everything what Becca said about Nick and the Magician. It's brilliant.
It doesn't make sense.
Maybe we need to learn some French.
I should have found a list of the songs that were on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I think you've got
You've got
Circle of Life. You've got like Lion King. You've got
there's the Circle of Life.
Beauty and the Beast.
Bibbidi Boo.
Yeah.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, which I can understand. Be Our Guest, I don't understand.
Friend Like Me.
Yeah,
Friend
Friend
Like
Like
Me,
Me.
I can understand. And I
Let
can
It Go.
understand Let It Go, but there's just some of the songs in there that just don't fit.
Maybe we just need to let it go.
Maybe we should.
Yeah. Right. So I'm moving on then to Claire.
Oh, right. So, as I mentioned earlier, I might have a bit of a 2-for-1 here.
So break the rules again.
Break the rules again. Yeah.
Honourable mention time.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'm going to say, the first confession is, I'm not a big fan of meet and greets with characters. So I would never ever choose to queue up to meet a character. I've done it with small people, but I'm happy in character dining. That's okay. But I wouldn't ever book a fast pass or join a queue just to meet a character without a very, very good reason.
I'm with you, Claire.
Seven Dwarfs.
No, you have booked fast passes.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I've got them for you, but I go along.
So that means that I've never met Mickey in Town Square or in the Fantasyland Theatre, but there's a reason for that. And this is my proper confession: is that I prefer Donald.
Donald will love that.
So for me,
number one.
Yeah, number one. So in my head, like Vicky and Donald, they're a bit like Prince William and Prince Harry. Like Prince William is Vicky. He's doing his job. He's the next in line. You know, he's the figurehead. Prince Harry is Donald. He's fun. So this is kind of where I was.
The rebel spy.
And you know what? Donald is, sorry, Mickey.
Donald is too full of himself.
No, he's
there. I said it.
Donald has anger management issues.
Yeah, but oh no, I have to say, sorry, Mickey.
Maybe Donald is maybe my least favourite.
Could we?
Fine.
Ben, can we change the name of the podcast?
No.
Oh, the Great British Dot. No. No.
No. Okay. Yeah. So.
No. Should we see what it looks like?
No.
Well,
I don't
Great
think
British
Waffle.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what, it'd do something for our Scottish listeners, though, wouldn't it?
My dad's called Donald.
Yeah,
it
I'm
might be a
listening.
bit politically topical at the moment, so we might want to change.
Oh
it
yeah,
back.
actually, yeah.
Do we really want that?
Can we wait till Thursday to do that?
I think we want to clarify that the Donald that Claire is talking about
is Donald
is the one who's really difficult to understand and has anger management issues. Oh wait,
Wrong one.
Okay.
That one.
That's it. And I have to say, I am impressed that none of my friends here have made a joke about ducks.
Because we're professional.
Yeah.
Profesh. All the way. But I can't. Like, how do you not? I love meet and greets. I love it.
I love you, Anna.
But I love meet and greets. I love going to meet specifically like Stitch and Ariel. Like I'll queue up to meet them. No, I love them.
Is it different if you've got like a face character? versus it's just for
No, not really. No, I just can't be bothered. It seems like a bit of a waste of time. It's just, I'm fine with it if it's character dining because they come to you. But I just actually, that's time that I could be doing something else. I'm happy to do it with small people who want to do it, but I just, it's not something I would ever spend time doing.
That's so sad.
Claire, don't I remember you talking about meeting Gaston?
Oh, well.
Claire is a hypocrite.
Depends how muscular they are.
There are definitely exceptions.
If there's a meeting group with Thor.
Yes.
Well, yeah, come on.
Yes. When we were on the Disney Magic on Med Cruise, we did actually meet Thor. And that was quite a fun meet.
Meeting Spider-Man is always my favourite.
Never have guessed.
I get so nervous as well. Like I honestly, I start like panicking. it's so embarrassing. But like I get pure panic and I don't know what to say.
So when you're in the queue, you feel like the one laying on the floor, sort of fainted.
Do I remember correctly, or did Anna have an issue with Spider-Man and padding?
Hashtag that's not padding.
Hang on a minute, guys. We're live.
What is the time? Oh, it's gone past 9 p.m. We're okay.
We're good.
We know it was the last time. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah. So getting back to confessions, Ben, what is your confession?
Oh, there's a difficult one. There's plenty. So I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm not going to break the rules.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Cookie. Cookie wants to go down.
There you go. Bye, Cookie.
We've been disrupted by a cat. Okay. I have never ever had a Dole Whip.
To be fair, neither have I.
And that's probably out of choice as well. I've always thought about, next trip we'll go and get one.
I don't like pineapple.
And it's one of those things, is citrus swirl, tastes nice, much. And there's other snacks to get. I think it's just Dole Whip is overhyped. I think a little bit like the funnel cake. It's one of those things that you have because it's sort of everyone's got one, or you see it advertised everywhere. Yeah. And I think the same with Dole Whip. I think there's a lot of snacks that I think don't meet up to the hype.
Yeah.
I've never tried one, but that's just because I don't like wasting food. So I don't like buying things I don't know if I'm going to like it. So that's why I've not kind of bought a lot of snacks and stuff. Anna is horrified.
Anna's going to put us all in the box of shame.
Yeah.
We'll be fine by the end of this. She loves company.
If anyone in the comments has got any of their own confessions, please put them in the comments.
Yes.
See what else there is.
Yeah.
And then we can judge you.
Because you know what, I will put another one in. Yeah. I didn't like Wishes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You went there?
Yeah, I went there. It wasn't Wishes that I didn't. Okay, Wishes I didn't like. It was I preferred Celebrate the Magic, which led into Wishes. So to me, if I had both of it together, that was what I preferred. But I preferred the projections.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to remove myself from the stream.
You're on a big Ben for that. I have to say I preferred Holiday Wishes.
I am utterly gobsmacked.
I am. This is just sacrilege.
Genuinely shocked.
Do you know what? I think we saw it once.
Oh no.
Lisa's said
correct that you can no longer be friends.
I'm married to him. I don't have a choice. I love Wishes. It's just him.
I love Happily Ever After.
Oh.
Don't get me started because I don't.
Lisa, do tell us about the adult Dole Whip. Is that the rum one?
John, you said you didn't like Happily Ever After.
What's an adult Dole Whip?
It's with rum normally.
Oh, okay. I got confused and worried.
Yes.
I know it's gone past 9 p.m, but we don't need to lower the tone too much.
So
yeah, I got taken out of the show there as well because it was about not liking Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm gonna say the only reason I don't like Happily Ever After is because it's not wishes.
Oh.
That's it. It's just like there's nothing else. There's nothing else that actually touches upon it. It's that last few minutes of wishes, and it's the words of it more than anything else. As you just get to that crescendo of the whole show, you've gone through the villainous wishes part, and it segues into sort of Jiminy Cricket, the Blue Fairy, and from there, you're just a mess. Every time, I don't care what anyone says, you're just a complete mess.
Well, Ben isn't.
I can't watch Holiday. Sorry, I can't watch Happily Ever After without crying, and that's even at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm the opposite.
There's one song in that just sort of hits, and it's "Go the Distance."
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
Is that the version we recorded?
Yeah.
I did like Holiday Wishes, but I think that was a different sort of. It was just a different show.
For us, Holiday Wishes was definitely the best, and what gets me is every time is when Jiminy Cricket says "From all of us to all of you," and I'm gone.
Yeah.
What is it about firework shows that just make us cry?
There's a song that played after it.
Yeah.
I have walked through the park belting that out at the top of my voice with friends before now, and that gets to me every time.
And they are still friends.
Yeah. So okay, well, the good thing about Ben not liking Dole Whips is one less in the queue, so there's a good side. So John, now that we know more about your musical tastes, what is your Disney confession?
I'm really stuffed. I'm going to say I've spent, ever since we said we were going live, I've spent hours worrying about this exact moment. I really have. I've just, apart from the fact that it's that whole thing of having done a load of shows and then spilt things like I don't like paying for parking and stuff like that, but that would lead me in a bit of trouble. And we said we'd keep it family friendly. I've never done Bibbity Bobbity Boutique. That might be one.
I've heard that they do things for adults, by the way.
Really? I think I did mention it in one show, and I think it's a funny one to share with everyone because actually I did make the whole family leave a Lion King show.
Was this to watch Finding Nemo?
Yeah. But the thing was, we blamed it on the kids. So the kids, I think it was our joke because it was a couple of years ago. We just said, "Turn it up," and he's not feeling very well. We need to take him to the toilet and stuff like that. And so it was about halfway through. So because the show's in progress and we're second row in, you then have to head towards the back of the auditorium and then out this kind of secret passageway that they sort of sneak you around the back and you jump through. And then we got outside and we had 5 minutes to walk at a brisk Disney pace into watch the last Nemo show of the day.
Love that. I'm all for that.
I've got to say that was probably the best one that I could come up with. Apart from, and I'm gonna, because Lloyd's not with us tonight, I'm gonna also add into the equation. I'm going to break the rules like Claire did. So I'm also going to add into the equation the whole thing that, and Lloyd will back me up if he was here, is
we can make it happen.
I'm going to go next time, get one of them. Thank you, Mickey Scousers. I've got an issue with Disneyland Paris. And I know there's loads of people here who are big Disneyland Paris fans.
Is it because it's cold?
Yeah. And every single time I plan a trip to Disneyland Paris, they go when it's freezing, or you trade it and you upgrade it and you end up in Orlando. And unfortunately, I think it's happened to Lloyd more times than it's happened to me, but it just happens.
It's happened to us 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
We've gone, yeah, okay, we're going to go to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Then it's like, no, we're not.
Yeah.
By the time it's got to like £2,000, it's like, I'm only going there for 4 nights. What's this getting me when I know that I can easily get flights for £400 each, £500 each to go to Orlando and get some hot weather?
3 weeks. 3 weeks. It's hot. It's okay. It's sweaty in August. But I tell you what, I would give 4 trips to DLP. I would give up to just go to Orlando once, and it comes back to it time and time again, and I don't know why it is. And it's I'm gonna say that that's my real life confessional is the one about the Lion King show, but my actual true confessional is the DLP stuff because and I know everybody loves it, and that it might be, and that's Lisa saying that for me DLP is a long way, you know.
It's 2 hours for us, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours for us.
It's not, thanks,
Well,
Neil.
doesn't it take you roughly the same amount of time to get to Disneyland Paris as it does to get to Orlando?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty
I
much.
can kind of see why you're going to Orlando, to be fair at that.
Probably the same, like for me.
Yeah.
Probably even longer.
If you can fly from, I think you can fly from Glasgow.
No, you actually can. Like that's how I usually get there. I get a flight from Glasgow to Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. It's when you look at Disneyland Paris and you look at the 2 parks it's got to offer, and then you look at I've got Orlando. When you look at all of the Disney parks, then you've got Universal, SeaWorld, you've got everything, and it depends on what sort of holiday you're looking for. If you're looking for 2, because we like using DLP as a sort of break between Orlando trips.
Weekend getaway.
Yeah, just sort of long weekend, just go away for a few nights, and it's enough to get that sort of Disney fix.
And we all have to go at some point. We have to do a big Waffler meet.
Trying
trip.
to go for a day actually at some point. But
we
get there for a 10 a.m. evening and then drive home the same night.
Hi, Tom.
Oh, Tom Holland?
No, sorry, Tammy.
What we need is someone to put their name as Tom Holland.
I'm totally creating a spam account for next time.
I will pass.
Of Spider-Man.
Should we all create spam accounts with Tom Holland?
Can I just say, WDW is the exception, not the rule. DLP is nearer to the rule than the exception, because all the other Disney parks across the world are 1 or 2 parks, and they're not 4 parks plus 2.
Yeah.
So
if you compare Disney park to Disney park, it's a different experience. But also, you could go to Paris and you could do other things that are within that.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on what sort of trip you're looking for. For
I think
us,
so.
it's only 2 hours away. We want to get on the train, go there, hit the Disney fix, do that, and then come back.
Also, it is possible to do a quick and cheap trip to DLP. I mean, we've done a weekend for like 300 quid.
Yeah.
We've done Eurostar for £29 each way. Yeah. We've done 3 nights in 2 or 3 nights in an Ibis hotel for like £200 for 3 nights.
We went last August for 3 nights, including travel. It was £695.
Yeah.
And we stayed on site.
Yeah. You can definitely do it on a budget.
It is possible to do it cheaply and quickly, whereas it's taken us 5 years to save up for each of our Orlando trips.
Yeah, I can completely understand that, and I think as well. And I think living where I do, and we're further up north, you talk about Disney Fix, and I was laughing earlier because actually we get a Disney Fix by going to York to just go to the Disney store.
Yeah.
And it's really strange. It's just like it's how you actually go from there. And I completely understand where you're coming from there, Jill, because I think whereas we are in a position where we could go to Paris, but it would be at the expense of the opportunity to go to Orlando, and again it comes back to that thing of, and I think Lloyd, this is where Lloyd always ends up sort of pressing the book button on the Orlando trip. Is the fact that by the time, and especially with a family, once you pay for certainly coming from up north, you pay for your trip to London, you've then paid for your Eurostar, or you've paid for a flight. Because even for us going to Manchester, you need to be there the night before. To get that sort of that early flight that really maxes out day one. And so you end up with the add-on cost of transportation, and you end up with the add-ons of accommodation on your first night. You then get across there. Our last trip, though, we actually went to Paris for a whole day, which was fabulous. And I don't deny the fact that there are loads and loads of things to do there. But you came home and I don't know, it just doesn't do it. It doesn't tick enough boxes for me. And I'd like it to. I've always wanted it to. And we've tried it, and I still come back home and I still keep thinking, what have I missed? What have I missed? And I find that a really horrible thing to say, but I would much rather give up 4 trips to DLP and go to Orlando once.
John, you mentioned about having a Disney fix. I think with everything at the minute, we're always looking at Disney fix, and it doesn't have to be a trip to which since we can't go to any shops at the minute. It's definitely not a trip to Disney store. And I think we've all turned to YouTube. We're doing live shows, we're doing podcasts, we're doing stuff we wouldn't normally do. During the first lockdown, we found Here with the Magic.
Yeah.
And it just
you hit the nail firmly on the head there. And I think, I think we've actually, as a group of people, we've been very fortunate to speak to a lot of people throughout 3 different lockdowns. But there is a strength within a community, and it's possibly a community that a lot of people are not very aware of, because we're all Disney related and Disney mad people, and yet we've got people from a lot of different countries getting in touch. Canada, the USA, but also within Great Britain as well. And I think that there's a massive strength to this community, and it's lovely to see. And I don't know if Carlos is still with us tonight, but his ability to reach across from the USA to not primarily to us, but to all of the people that are on our socials, and all the people that are sort of they're dipping into our shows, and they're dipping into all the things that we post on YouTube, that they're actually responding to us on Twitter and on your Instagram. And it is actually such an important thing that we all know that there is strength in this Disney community. And I think it is so unique. And I've got to say, it's something I think once we all move on, it's going to cost us an awful lot of beers once we all get back in the Disney park, and it's going to be a case we're just going to go and just say, "Oh, we're going to meet you. I want to meet you in Epcot. I want to meet you wherever," and just share that bit. But I know the people in the States have been very, very protective of us, because they know of the lockdowns that we've all endured. And I've got to say, I think it's rather than a negative, this is a real strength that has come from all of the things that we've actually endured.
Oh, thanks, John. And as ever, you got me close to tears.
Oh, sorry.
You're definitely the emotional center of us of our waffle.
I don't mean to be, Jill, and I think where Ben was alluding to, this has come from within. This has come not by accident. I struggle to say it by accident, but it's come by a lot of people who, we do this show because we love what we do.
Yeah.
Well, we're being shown an awful lot of love.
Yeah.
By an awful lot of people, and I really do. As they're maybe watching this tomorrow or watching it in a week's time, whenever, it's truly appreciated. All of the work that you guys are doing, either in retweeting us or just mentioning us, and actually. I just read Tom's comment there. I think it's so clear, and to be able to watch their shows, and tell Mickey Scousers and no chance I'm a Scouser. See, look, I'm trying to be serious here. People are putting me off. See what I have to put up with, But equally, when you actually watch other people's shows and you're commenting on other people's shows, and this is something I've certainly learned. you become part of that community. And I've got to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed that part of it. I've enjoyed the fact that you know that there's people who just turn around to you and say hello. And it's something that you can't do when you're wearing a mask when you go to the supermarket in the UK anymore. It's just like people stop smiling at each other because nobody sees you smile. And it's important. I think, just that whole thing about smiling. It's crucial. It's crucial. It lights people's lives up.
Yeah.
And also leading on with that, John, I just wanted to say that if anyone is struggling or just wants to chat, our DMs are open. Just send us a message. Lockdown is difficult. It really is. We've experienced this ourselves. You're not alone. Just send us a message. We'll happily chat, whether you want video or audio or over message.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that just leaves you.
That leaves me. And my confession dovetails nicely, I think, into the last one. This is going to shock people.
Oh,
it's going to be controversial.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think I prefer. Okay, I will say I prefer, because you can't disagree with that. I prefer the weather at Disneyland Paris to the weather.
That's not shocking.
No,
it depends what day you go in Disneyland Paris. We've been to Disneyland Paris in August, and it was 30 plus degrees.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not the humidity either.
Now, the first time we did a day trip to Disneyland Paris when we were in Paris, and we made the big mistake of going to Paris in August. Never go to Paris in August because it's like an oven, and the whole of Paris goes on holiday. Basically, all the Parisians go on holiday, and everyone who isn't on holiday is bad-tempered because they wish they were. So, so basically, we went to Disneyland Paris for the day. We didn't have a clue about fast passes. We didn't know which rides had long queues. We didn't know, anything. So we ended up doing a lot of standing in queues, a lot of getting very hot and sweaty and frazzled. And we were there till, I think, nearly midnight because we were watching the electrical parade. So we had a very long, exhausting day.
I think you know what that was, Lloyd.
So, yeah. But most of the times we've been to DLP, it has been moderate. It's only been wet, I think, once. Most of the time, it's just been kind of maybe 18 degrees or so in the summer. In the winter, obviously, it's colder, but not much different than here. It didn't rain that much. So, you walk around with your coat on, your big, thick coat on. That's fine. If it's cold, you have lots of excuses to get lovely hot chocolate, which is great. Whereas if it's cold, you can always put more clothes on. If it's hot, there's so much you can take off before they throw you out of Main Street.
I don't like it when you're wearing a padded coat and you're like, I don't know, on Indiana Jones. It's just, it doesn't. Yeah, it's just not right. No, to me, Disney should be warm.
Don't get me started. Don't get me
What I have with layers is when you go in the shop and and the heating's turned on.
Yeah.
This is possibly the most British conversation we have ever had.
I don't think it is. I think we've had this conversation before.
Tea and weather. I mean, how more stereotypical can we actually get?
Chocolate.
Yeah. But yes, as several people in the comments have said, first time we went to WDW, it was freezing cold. It was -2 degrees. There was ice. There was not snow, but there was snow in Britain, but it was freezing. And it was brilliant because the parks were completely empty. We got on everything with no waiting. We never felt tired. We never needed to rest. We just powered on through the whole day and got everything done. And it was utterly brilliant. And frankly, that was great. Next time we went, it was 20 to 22 degrees most days. Nice. A couple of days of 25. I really struggled. A couple of days were freezing cold wind. Which,
one day of 32.
No, it felt like it.
But yeah, I feel like we're getting a full weather report from Orlando.
What was the humidity that day?
If the weather cold weather all the time, I'd be happy.
It's like the shipping forecast.
So there you go.
Do you know something, Jill?
let's say 10 months out of the year is whether I can cope with being in DLP for.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe 3 months out of every year is whether I could cope with being in WDW for. I would never go any other time than maybe November, December, January, because it would just be too hot for me. I wouldn't.
We've been, I don't know, 7 times, and 9 times out of 10 it's warm weather, and we've been various months. So whether it's November, whether it's February, there are a few cold days. After me in 2014, our last day, it was like 28, 30 all the way up to our very last day, where it was 12 degrees, and boy did we know it.
That's going to mess with your wardrobe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'd packed everything. All we had left out was pants.
Yeah.
That must have been the day we arrived.
Yeah.
Brought the cold weather with you.
Yeah. A little man is Elsa, didn't you?
I'm with Becca. It's just like all of our holiday snaps from Paris, and everyone's got woolly hats, big coats.
Yep.
And it's just like it just doesn't seem right. And then and even we did a couple of Christmases, 2008, 2009. We did a couple of Christmases at Disneyland in Walt Disney World, and it was really funny because we met a family from near Liverpool, and they were absolutely in their element because they could go to the water parks, and everything was walk on, and it was like it was chilly. 2009 was a very chilly year, but they loved it because there was no one there. And it was just like you could go and do Summit Plummet as many times as you possibly could want to do. So there you go, Jill. That's another one. That's your next Christmas at Walt Disney World. I want you and Peter on Summit Plummet.
Well, that's the thing. We have never yet been to a water park, and we've never even been in a pool.
Well, that sounds like a bit
Because it's so cold, it's frozen over.
Yeah, I tell you, if Sammy's going to every place on Epcot, I tell you.
You've got to step into a water park.
Oh wow!
Or at least a hotel pool.
Does that mean I've got to try Dole Whip?
Yes.
And you've got to watch Mickey and the Magician.
I have to watch that anyway.
That's
You
true.
make me.
I am
Just
not
to say-
queuing up for meet and greet.
Isaac.
You can come with me, Claire.
Hey,
You can come with me, Claire. I like
No.
queuing up queue up for Donald Duck.
That's an idea.
How about we queue up for Gaston?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Every time we plan to go to a Disney water park, and we planned, every time we've been, they've closed.
So
Because
yeah,
it's too cold.
yeah.
Take it personally, I would.
Not the want of trying. But,
Every day we plan to go, they've closed them.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm going with Lisa here. Now, Lisa, she's been at Orlando for a week in February. Every season in 3 days with the jacket. The thing is, it doesn't matter how cold it is in Orlando. You can always tell the British people. They're the ones in shorts and t-shirt, no matter what. And you can see them because by the time, and it does get cold. So by the time the fireworks started, it was a case that the British people were absolutely shivering, and you were actually putting a poncho on just to try and keep the heat in. and you've got Americans next to you. The Americans got like the full winter stuff because they come down from Boston or they come down from the north, so they got the woolly hat on, they got the gloves, these massive Parker jackets, and you're stood there. I'm British. I've got shorts and a t-shirt. I'm on my holidays.
Doesn't matter how cold it is.
No.
So, does anybody else have any honourable mentions? Anything else they would like to add in the way of confessions?
You have an honourable mention.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Let's give other people a chance first.
Yeah, this is like being in a confession booth, isn't it? it's like confession via Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, give us 5 minutes, right? I'm gonna put me big me white shirt on, me black jacket, and I'll do the little thing there, and then I'll do all that malarkey type thing.
Tell us all your secrets, people.
Tell us that you're all being absolved of all your sins, except Sammy, because yours is not forgivable.
Oh, I know what yours. I
thought you were going to use your other one.
Which other one?
The one that Jason won't like.
Oh, that I've never seen Impressions de France. Probably never will be.
Me neither.
That's not a confession. That's a benefit. That's
a plus point, yeah.
But I am really looking forward to the Beauty and the Beast sing along.
Yes, obviously. Gaston.
If Lloyd is still watching, he should put his Disney confession in the comments.
Yes,
Lloyd. We're watching.
I don't know if he's still watching, but
so Ben watching 5 minutes ago.
Ben, not having done Impressions de France means that you had half an hour more in your life.
Yeah, to go around Epcot and explore the pavilions.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Awful thing.
Oh. So nobody else?
No, I did my two earlier.
I'm more pleased that Ben's actually got 17 minutes of your life back, mate.
I'll do it then.
Don't ever do it. Don't do it.
I'll do it. I will do it. I will do it.
I mean, does it count to say that I always fall asleep in the American Adventure?
Yeah.
I think I did that.
Has anyone seen the news this week about the American Adventure?
And the Muppets.
Muppets.
No, Soul.
Wasn't it?
No.
Soul.
Oh, I don't, yeah.
The Soul
exhibition.
Looks amazing. I saw
Yeah.
that yesterday. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
Yeah, I
Muppets
think-
taking over the Hall of Presidents.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay.
Lloyd's given us his confession.
Oh,
Yeah.
There is.
He was
It's
drunk
very
in
hard.
the Cali Grill.
Okay.
He missed the last monorail.
So we've
And
heard the story.
Cast
We have
member
heard this
had to
story.
organise a private bus home.
I think
I'm
it
not
might
sure.
have been in the February show during
Yes.
The Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day
It was,
thing.
wasn't it?
Was it the
It
Disney date on the budget?
Disney date on a budget,
Yeah,
yes.
so
I
they
think
went
you
and
might have
got-
heard this story.
They went and got one drink and one appetizer in California Grill Lounge. Met some friends and bought them drinks for the rest of the night. Got so good they couldn't get back. Lucky Lloyd.
You
That's
can
not
go
gone
back
from
and
Lloyd.
listen to that one and get the full story.
Wasn't there a bit where he climbed a fence?
There may have
Or there
been.
was a hole in the fence, and I think I've got a picture of it as well.
That sounds exactly like
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And Lloyd being drunk.
I will confess to one thing, which is that I fell asleep on Living with the Land.
What?
Oh, it's boring.
What?
Oh no!
There
no,
you
no.
go.
Oh, that is.
But-
You can go and sit in the sin bin, Rebecca.
Even the £9 lemons didn't keep me awake.
I love Living with the Land.
There you go.
So I
I didn't as a child. I thought it was the most boring ride in the world, but now I'm a.
Becca worked out why we haven't ridden it in like 5 years.
We did it
last
on
time.
our honeymoon and we decided, well, actually, we haven't done this ride in forever. Why not? There's a big sign as you go through the first tunnel. There are wasps and bugs and all sorts of other things. And
Yeah.
I don't do wasps or
I
bugs.
don't think
as
I don't think I've
It once you
ever
got through that bit that you realise, that's why I don't
why
like
we
it.
don't do this.
Ah,
I don't know
Oh,
if I've
really?
ever seen you do. They're Disney
Yeah, but-
wasps. They don't care.
Oh,
But, yeah, I care. I
no,
care if it's a Disney wasp.
Yeah, Jill won't go on that now.
no, that's it now. You know what?
You've ruined Living with the Land for a lot of people.
John,
No, I'm giving them a heads up.
what you need to do is you actually, if that's an issue for you, go and do the behind the scenes tour.
Yeah.
Right, because you actually become part of the ride. You're actually on view. You're actually on stage, and what they're actually doing, they're actually cultivating different species which will actually attract wasps. And because wasps are really horrible creatures, right? They've got serve no purpose whatsoever. Because I hate wasps as well, which reminds me of a famous Glasgow comedian called Bing Hitler, who's Craig Ferguson, who's very famous in the USA. Go and seek out Bing Hitler wasps sketch, and you'll see what I mean. However, I digress. The idea of the wasps within the whole of that biodome type experience is actually to see if they can cultivate things. They will actually catch wasps and get rid of them. So go You
So this is fine until they're coming near me and I'm having a freak out.
You should
I've
have
done it. I've never seen a wasp in there in my life.
I have never seen a wasp or a bug or nothing.
I've seen
It's one of those things. With most rides and attractions, on my first trip, I didn't go on hardly any rides because I read the sort of warning signs as you enter the ride. So it's like, this goes upside down. No, not doing that. Oh, this is roller coaster. No, not sure. And then it's like, yeah.
So yeah,
ignore them.
I
Ignore
might
them.
remember they're probably not going to come anywhere near me, and I get that. But it still makes the ride less enjoyable for me because there's that possibility that they might, and I don't have anywhere to run.
Yeah,
I love Lisa's comment.
Yeah.
Ellen's energy zapper. I mean, adventure. That was a good nap. 20-some minutes in that great air condition.
I miss Ellen's energy adventure. It was great aircon.
I've never done it.
I love that. I like the original universe of energy.
I like the ride system. The ride system's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never did it.
We went on our last on the last day that it was running.
Oh wow!
We actually experienced it and it broke down. Right? Which was funny in it, which is quite ironic in itself. Right? So the following day, once he'd actually stopped anyone from doing that, and I'll need to find if you bear with us, I will put it in at some show notes somewhere. But I took a picture of the kids, and it was just like what we thought of Ellen's universe of energy, and it was just. And it was the first day it had gone to sleep, and to be honest, that was the best place for it.
My next confession is I think that Stitch Live in Disneyland Paris is better than Monsters Laugh Floor and Turtle Talk put together.
I love
Stitch. No, Stitch Live is the best. Absolutely.
It's so funny. It is utterly hilarious.
No, Turtle Talk is so much better.
Oh
No.
You do have to get the right audience because it does depend on the audience taking part. But what Stitch does is utterly brilliant. You have a bit where he's basically Stitch has run off with Captain Gantu's space cruiser, and he interacts with the kids. So he's Lilo's on the phone, and he's trying to sort of pretend that he's at the zoo. So he's getting the kids to do monkey noises and lion noises and all the rest of it. And then he starts talking to one of the little girls or little kids and gets them to take their photo. And then does this whole thing about eating the camera, and it's very cute. And then he starts picking on one of the adults. And basically, one of the adults, instead of being that guy like you get in Monsters Inc., it's Mr. Crazy so-and-so from Space Prison, who's escaped from Space Prison. And it can be hilarious. One time we did it, there were no children present. It was all adults. And Stitch went way off script. So we had Mr. Jose Burpee Face and all sorts of stuff. And also, I mean, it wasn't, it was still family friendly, obviously. Yeah. But
I have to admit, I don't like those sort of things where they just pick on the audience.
I want them to pick me all the time, and they never pick me. I hate it. It makes me so sad.
Yeah.
So I always have to make up with that and put my hand up during Turtle Talk and hope they'll pick.
I've been Crazy Peter from Space Prison.
Yeah,
it's cool.
See, what I like about Turtle Talk is that they talk with the kids more, and when they pick on the adults, it's the parents of the kids. So I'm no way am I going to get picked on because I don't have any kids. I'm safe.
Parent.
Yeah.
Yes, Millie. When I think she must have been about 5, was the child that he spoke to. And then, yes, I was discussed. Yeah, they asked me. I was the parental unit.
Nice.
But yeah,
and it always in Crush. It always depends on the question that the child asks. And I don't know if Neil's still watching, but I know his son. I was just trying to quickly check with our Josh whether or not he could remember the question. But Neil's son in the chat asked the most fabulous question. And when the cast member is just struggling for an answer, and you're thinking, "Kuching." It's just like it's one of them ones. It's just like, and it's the same as any show, isn't it? And I must say for Peter, there you go, Peter. I'll put it on my list for DLP. if and when I get there.
Do you know what? Next time we go DLP, we're going to do both that, and then when we go to Epcot, do Turtle Top with Crush. I want to compare the two.
Just when you go and do Stitch Live, make sure you get the English version, not the French.
Not French.
Yes.
Or sometimes there's a Spanish version as
or
well.
Italian, yeah. They do it in all sorts of different languages. So yeah, make sure you go to the English version.
Yeah. I would also add, when you do Monsters Inc. Laugh the Floor, make sure that when you put it on your YouTube channel.
That's why they've called it Monsters Laugh Floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Monsters Inc.
Give it its full name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lloyd, is that your confession? Once we finish the broadcast, Lloyd, we'll have a little chat, okay? Let me clear that one up for you.
Yeah, but he's got 3 kids. So.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, if nobody has any further confessions, I think we should close the confessional booth. Well, I have to say, guys, it has been brilliant. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. It's been such fun interacting with everybody. If you have joined us for the first time tonight, you may not know that as well as our live episodes, we also have a podcast that appears more than once a month. And you're able to download all of them from your podcast place of choice, or you can ask your Alexa or your Google Home. I'm deliberately not saying them.
Oh no, say it, Jill, because if you say it, then everyone's house, all their Alexas or Google Homes start to perk up, just like mine has.
Great British Mickey Waffle.
So if you say, Alexa, please download the Great British Mickey Waffle every month.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clay, can you say that a bit louder? I don't think
Is it Hey Google?
Yeah.
Hey, the Great British Mickey Waffle.
Subscribe to the Great British Mickey Waffle. Yeah.
So also, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, at GB Mickey Waffle, and you can drop us an email if you like. It's themickeywaffle@gmail.com. Do please get in touch, because we love to hear from people, and who knows, you could make a suggestion that finds its way into our next live or next podcast. Also, we've got other videos on our YouTube channel. We've recently been doing some short videos of various fun moments that you might like to take a look at. Have a look, give us a like. If you're watching for the first time and you like what you see, do hit that subscribe button so that you can enjoy more of our wafflings. And while you're there, maybe even leave us a nice comment. We do like to hear nice comments from people. So, what comes next? Well, we've got a February podcast, which will be out on the 1st of February. And next month, we'll be live again on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you've enjoyed tonight, do please join us for that. Meanwhile, thank you. And I think we all have just one thing to say to everybody. Waffle on!
Waffle on!